What is your worst experience with bad neighbors?
Had one that would basically steal our mail and shit. Caught her once to confront her and she started yelling at me to stop attacking her and tried to say I was stealing her stuff. Ended up with the police getting called and us filing a restraining order against her.
As a postal employee, you should have called the USPIS. They don't fuck around.
USPIS is one of those agencies where they are more scary than the FBI to me when they come knocking.
A bunch of things with my ding-dong neighbor. She had a large dog that hated my older, smaller dog. One day her dog ran into my yard and bit my dog. She did apologize for this one, did not happen again. Neighbor dumped her lawn clippings into my backyard. Had to ask her to stop and clean up her mess. She decided to build a fence. No survey. So I paid for a survey of my property. She started building her fence 3 feet over on my property. I had her stop and remove the fence. She was angry and never rebuilt it. I painted my house. She painted her house, same color. I bought a new car. She bought a new car, same color, same configuration. There's other minor stuff, but that's enough. Odd person. Very odd.
Probably our neighbors in our apartment that just let their damn dog bark all day long on their porch. Like I don't think that dog is ever inside even during the winter until it's night time. It's so annoying. My neighbors create this toxic smoke out of their chimney. We suspect that they are making drugs.
Apartment building. The upstairs neighbor's dog peed on their patio and it dripped down onto me while I was sitting outside reading. I yelled and ran to shower, and when I texted them to ask them to take their dog out to pee in future, they said it wasn't their dog and it must have blown over from somewhere else. What?
Wow, that is next level.
It is definitely a floor up.
They were crackheads. They had 2 kids, were physically and verbally abusive to each other and were hoarders on top of it. Tried called Child Protective Services and the police over and was never taken seriously. They ended up burning down their apartment and caused thousands of dollars in damage to the rest of the apartment building because they were cooking meth. We had to move out, as did many others. The silver lining is that they finally got their kids taken away after that.
My neighbor once shot both my dogs and his goat and made me bury both. One dog survived, thankfully. He then tried to make us pay for a new goat, claiming that our dogs attacked it. The goat had bullet wounds and no bite marks. The dude's a psychopath.
New series on Discovery: I lived next door to a serial killer.
I have a schizophrenic neighbor that has believed for years that I am hacking his electronic devices, scanning his phone, harassing/terrorizing him, etc. Over the years he has claimed I've held an old man hostage in my condo, allowed blood to drip from my patio to his, and that I'm a terrible racist. He leaves notes on the inside of his car accusing me of these things. Our current neighbors have 2 dogs they let out into their tiny backyard that borders our driveway. They never, ever pick up the dog poop and it smells like shit. Also, one of the dogs freaks out when she sees us. They mow their lawn maybe 4 times a year. The grass gets so tall, it's taller than the smaller dog. We are putting up a privacy fence next week. I cannot wait.
Had a shared balcony with a cokehead. She would let her garbage bin with the bag open out on that balcony instead of in her damn kitchen. All summer long. For a reason I'm not sure I understand. This caused my landlord and I to have dozens of flies in our home. Also the never-ending parties with loud music. Door slamming. Generally inconsiderate asshole.